Welcome back to the Daily Lift. In Matthew chapter 10, Jesus is sending out his 12 apostles. He's sending them out two by two to preach to the nation of Israel. They were given miraculous powers, and they were told to go into worthy homes and teach. And in verse 16, he says, "Behold, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves." And he goes on to say, "Beware of those men who will persecute you, because it is coming." So what does it mean to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves? What would the apostles have meant this to be? And how would this apply to us today? Well, let's break this verse down and see if we can gain some insight from it. So first off, he says that he's going to send them out as sheep in the midst of wolves. So Jesus likens his disciples to sheep being among wolves. He's emphasizing the hostility and the danger that they were all going to face. Wolves, they represent persecution, opposition, and potential harm for those who reject the gospel and those who preach the gospel. So being wise as serpents, this is serpents symbolize the shrewdness and prudence. Jesus was urging his disciples to be thoughtful, to be discerning, and to be strategic on how they approached their mission, that they needed to be aware of the dangers to avoid unnecessary confrontation, and that they were to act with wisdom in these potential hostile environments. It's not a call to deception, but careful and intelligent behavior. Being harmless as doves, doves symbolize innocence and purity. Along with being wise, the disciples were to maintain a gentle and harmless spirit, and that they were to avoid retaliation, avoid violence, and any kind of evil. And this combination of shrewdness and innocence would help them remain blameless while they are effectively sharing the gospel with those who so desperately needed it. And he's not saying, he is saying to be innocent and humble, but don't be naive. I'm reminded of passages like Matthew 23, where he says, don't do what the Pharisees are doing, because they preach, but they don't practice it. So make sure that you listen to what they say, but don't do what they do. Romans 12 says, be in the world, but not of it. Don't be transformed, or don't conform to the world, but transform by the word. And so even though we're in the world, don't partake of all of those evil and vain things that go around all around us. Be separate, be set apart, be holy. Romans 16:19 says, for your obedience has become known to all. Therefore, I am glad on your behalf, but I want you to be wise in what is good and simple concerning evil. So Paul here in Romans echoes the same idea of being wise and dealing with good things, but being innocent in those wicked and evil things. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and your experiences of how you had to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So as you go through your day-to-day, remember to be wise. Remember to walk circumspectly, be innocent and not naive. And as always, go lift somebody up.